General VK Singh is Union Minister of State for External Affairs. He is in the eye of a storm for a comment made in Ghaziabad on the Faridabad Dalit killings. Now, after that comment was made, the General has clarified. The General claimed that his sentences were maliciously twisted by some sections of the media to gain TRPs. Earlier today, General VK Singh had drawn a parallel between stones being pelted at dogs and the killing of Dalit family in Faridabad. He later said that these were two unrelated comments. There was a full stop and a question in between that wasn't being seen in the current context. The children, 2.5-year-old Vaibhav and 11-month-old Divya, had died after their house was allegedly set on fire by members of an upper caste community in a village in Haryana near Delhi on Monday. Their father also sustained severe burn injuries while trying to save them. He said petrol was poured through the window and the house was set on fire. First, let's play out the minister's controversial statement, then the clarification.
कभी स्थानीय घटनाओं का सरकार से ताल्लुक मत रखिए। उसके ऊपर इंक्वायरी चल रही है। परिवारों के बीच में मतभेद था। वो मतभेद किस रूप में परिवर्तित हुआ? कहां पर इंतजामिया का फेलियर है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का, उसके बाद फिर सरकार के ऊपर आते हैं। तो हर चीज के अंदर कि जी वहां पे उसने पत्थर मार दिया कुत्ते के तो सरकार जिम्मेवार है, ऐसे नहीं है।
And just a short while back, I spoke to General VK Singh and I began by asking him why this comment, why this comparison with dogs and the outrage that followed. Let's listen in.
I do not believe in caste or religion politics. I have been brought up in a manner in which we fight as Indians, we work as Indians, and we think of the nation, not of caste, creed, and all possible divisions which people have made. And I feel sorry for people who have trivialized two unconnected statements or two unconnected sentences to make something which never was there. Congress party has got nothing else to do in life except for trivializing things. They are the ones who have brought this nation to where it existed. Let's not talk of people. And all that I would say is, let me be very clear on it. Two sentences are unrelated. What I said was very clear, that please do not blame the government for everything local that happens. After that, there is a full stop, Poorn Viram in Hindi. If that is not understood by people who want to maliciously twist things, then there is something wrong with them. All I said was, suppose somebody hits a dog, will you start blaming the government? Now, how is this sentence related to Dalits? My God, if by some stretch of imagination, if by anything which was never intended, if somebody is felt hurt because somebody has very maliciously twisted the two sentences, well, I've got no qualms in apologizing, because I do not believe in politics of hate. I do not believe in politics of dividing the society. I do not believe in politics of caste, creed and religion. I'm quite clear in it. I have not said anything which should have hurt anybody. However, some imaginative people have turned it into a particular manner, and there are obviously great people who exist who want to take everything that comes out in a manner in which it has been twisted to say, oh, see, this is what has been trivialized. So far as I am concerned, I work for the nation. I do not work for caste, creed and subdivisions that have been made. I work not for any religion. My religion is the nation. And that is what I have learned by leading the army and being in it. You have got very imaginative people out there. When you live in villages, when you see what is right in the street, you will give that analogy. You do not give analogy of saying, okay, if you stone a car. I was in a village where where this journalist was asking me a question. And I do not have to say anything more than this, than to say that it is it is totally reprehensible for people to imagine something out of nothing.
Now, as far as the statement of the Minister, Mr. VK Singh ji is concerned, Mr. VK Singh himself has given a clarification to the same. He has said that he has been misquoted. He never meant what was in fact being shown in the media, what is being shown. He really condemns the incident which happened in Faridabad, and he firmly stands with the fact that law and order should be maintained. I think we should not blow the whole thing out of proportion.
Krishna joins us from Chennai with more on this. Krishna, of course, is a caller reacting to the story. Krishna, your take. You heard the general, you heard his clarification, you've heard other political reactions coming in. Your take.
Yeah, see, in India, what is happening nowadays is like, you all guys do all postmortem, you know, everything is happening in a postmortem way. Why you guys pouring oil on fire? See, if something is happening like this, you try to control it. It's not the media control or anything. It's, you know, it's a disturbance everywhere. It's not only in Dadri or it's not only in Faridabad. It's in Chennai. Where I am in Chennai, I'm very peaceful. But the things which I view in television, the media, it's going crazy. Media is behaving so crazy these days. I don't know why.
Okay, you are also blaming the media, Krishna.
No.
As is General VK Singh. He's alleged that there are malicious interests who are doing it for TRPs. Shankar joins us from Bengaluru. Shankar, your take on this.
Hello.
G Shankar, go on.
This talk of VK Singh is nothing at all. You are just blowing it out of proportion. VK Singh has not called Dalits as dogs. You people, talk sense. You are listening to the Aam Aadmi set of buffoons, and headed by the greatest buffoon called Kejriwal.
I would request you to kindly, he's the Chief Minister of Delhi, kindly, the language has to be clean and clear on television, sir.
Take action against Somnath Bharti and file an FIR. VK Singh has said nothing which is against law or against. He has not called Dalits as dogs. He has only given an example that even if a dog barks, you take action. What is wrong in that? Media should be a bit, use their brains to propagate certain things.
Okay.
I'm really very sad that you people are every day and night finding out something. If somebody says something, you bring in something of your own thing and exaggerate it.
We do not do that on India Today, but thank you for sharing your opinion with us. Shankar from Bengaluru, Krishna from Chennai, both saying that the general's words are being twisted. My colleague Smita Sharma also with me on this, and Brijesh Pandey joins me from the BJP headquarters on this story. Smita, the general spoke to us just a short while back, and he clarified that these are two separate sentences. There was another question on administration, and it's in response to that question on the administration that he talked about the dog simile, that analogy in a rural area. It had nothing to do with the Dalit family.
Well, Gaurav, there are two things here. One, I think for people who think that media is saying that he calls, of course, the Dalits as dogs, that is not right. What is offensive about that statement is in that bid to try and brush off responsibility, given the fact that there is a BJP ruling power at the center and a BJP government at the state, that you cannot simply brush off responsibility by saying that do not blame us even if a dog barks or if a dog is hurt. Having said that, Gaurav, let me also tell you that, the situation here in Faridpur continues to be very, very tense. It's very, very volatile. I think we will do, it will be much, much helpful if leaders stay away from political slogans, if they stay away from remarks that are deemed as insensitive. Okay. Rather, what they allow is really a speedy and a time-bound probe. Yes. Because, the incidents here stem out of deep caste fault lines, and they need to be addressed. They can definitely not be addressed if there is always a political match that is ongoing over events.
Stay with me for a moment. Ashok Kumar joins me on the broadcast from Chennai, a caller of ours. Mr. Kumar, your take. You heard the general, you heard political reactions, and you heard the general's clarification. Your take on this?
Yeah, this shows the mindset of the Mr. Singh. Mr. VK Singh. He should be sacked from the cabinet. It shows he is anti-Dalit. It is not good for the democracy. And throughout this BJP government, like they said that they will make they will focus on development, but if you see the past in the 15 months, their activities are, it is purely anti-Dalits, anti-Muslims, anti-OBCs.
Okay,
So this
stay
is
with
what
me
I
for a
feel.
moment.
So
We
it
also
is-
have Saraswati who joins us on the broadcast again from Chennai. Saraswati, your take on what the general said, his clarification and other political parties demanding his resignation.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. I just completely disagree with those callers who say that the media is twisting it. That's not true at all. In fact, it is very important for the media to bring out the mindset of these people. First of all, they have to stop assuming that dogs can be stoned. First of all, that itself is a bad assumption. You know, at a time when we are trying to say treat animals also well. That whole nonsense has to stop. And secondly, here is a family, whatever may be the case, whether it was an inter-family fight or whatever may be the case, law and order is in whose hands? And किसने कहा कि अब की बार मोदी सरकार, they didn't say BJP सरकार, they only said Modi सरकार, we never said it. So they created those expectations. And Mr. VK Singh, I am not into politics, but this man, every time I switch on the TV, he's standing with some other political party. First he went with Aam Aadmi and somebody else, and then now finally he's with BJP. So I question him at many levels.
Okay, he's of course a Union Minister of State for External Affairs. Also joining us on the broadcast is Ravi Shankar from Hyderabad. Mr. Ravi Shankar, your take. You heard the minister, you heard other political parties.
It is very obvious to me that there is no connection between these two incidents. VK Singh perhaps to a not very apt comparison, but these two things are totally unrelated. I think we should take his apology at face value and forget the incident.
Okay, fair point you make there. Let me also bring in India Today's Brijesh Pandey, who's been tracking developments on the story very closely. Brijesh, the general says, I was in a rural area. It was a rural analogy. There were two completely unrelated sentences with a question in between, which were twisted to give this slant. That's his point.
Well, Gaurav, if you follow the general's career, the whole trajectory, you know, he has been very clear about one thing, that if you support him, then you are a nationalist. And if you say anything against him or try to point out the flaw, then you are an anti-nationalist. If you follow his, when he was the army chief and then, you know, his birth certificate controversy, or his controversy later on when he was MOEF and he, you know, invented the term for media prostitute, or this particular incident. You know, what the general is not saying is that, you know, what prompted him to draw this analogy is, are people wrong when they try to point out that, you know, how it is a BJP government failure when a person who has been given a police protection is being burned and these two of his children are charred to death? Is anybody wrong in pointing out the government failure or trying to reach out to the government or criticize the government? And the second point is that, you know, he's not some ordinary citizen. He's a Minister of State for External Affairs, and this kind of analogy, when he says that, you know, if you throw a stone to a dog, even that is government fault, clearly it betrays your mindset that, you know, that people should not criticize the government at all. If it is a Congress government, great, you go ahead and criticize. But if it is our government and you start attacking our government like it happened in Dadri, then you are wrong, and you know that clearly shows you are compromised.
Stay with me for a moment. We have two more callers on the broadcast with us. Vinod joins us from Bengaluru, as does Srinivas. Vinod, you go first. Mr. Srinivas, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go on.
I feel okay for everything it has been pointed out to Modi, whether it is a state issue or center issue. We should not be like that, right? And one more thing is why we should bring the caste issue for everything. I mean, when someone talks something, okay, bring out something and try to misinterpret in some other way. That should not be the way. We should try to work in improving the country. That is more important. Because caste is one thing, okay, which is bought today with whatever state we are. From thousands of years, people are divided by caste. Irrespective of the caste, I think so we should come up in the country. That should be the primary agenda. If you go on fighting for the caste, then where is the thing? Okay, when you will come up in life? We will never come up in life. If we have to come up in the life, okay, irrespective of caste, we have to work for the, community upliftment. Everyone should come up in the life. That should be the primary agenda and focus.
Okay, focus towards nation building is what you are saying, not these controversies. We are not weighing in on either side on this controversy. We brought you what all political parties are saying. We also got you the general's clarification exclusively here on India Today.